AMD reports earnings today, October 31st, after the market closes. And since a lot of our subscribers are asking us to analyze the data on unusual options activity for AMD, we will be doing this early morning today, taking a look at the data from yesterday to see if we can figure out what could happen to AMD. Now, before we get into it, we did want to point out that on the 52-week chart, from the low of $58, if we pull a Fibonacci to its 52-week high, notice where we are currently trading, right here, which is the 50% Fibonacci level. So if you are into technical analysis of the charts, that's a very key support level here. Okay. Now, if we take a look at the data now, can that confirm that potential support level? Well, if we take a look at the last hour of the options time and sales tape, at 3:04 p.m., October 30th, 2,000 option contracts paying $540 each, 90 strike puts expiring January 2024. So the value of this trade, 540 times 2,000, is about $1 million. And what are they doing? Well, let's take a look at the options chain for January 2024, expires in 80 days out. We can see here that the open interest is 36,000. This is much greater than the 2,000. So these 90 strike puts, they could be buying to close the position. Okay, so that's not necessarily buying to open. If they bought it to open, you can see that this is clearly a bearish trade here. You can see that here. As the price goes down in price, this becomes profitable on the profit loss diagram. Okay, so you can see the Greeks too, negative 32 delta. So this is a short position. Could be a hedge for their underlying stocks. So we don't know if this trader that has $1 million of put options that they bought is hedging their potential trades, right? And they could have shares of AMD as part of this trade here. For example, 100 shares for every option contract. You can see here that they would still be bullish and going long on this, but hedging their potential loss if AMD were to go down. Let's say they went down to $90. You can see that the loss would be about $400. And if they did not have these put options, their loss at $90 would be $624. And so by hedging and buying these puts is a way to reduce their potential loss. Their loss would actually be even more reduced if AMD were to drop even lower. So let's say up to $80 here. You can see that this is a loss of $861 with the put options as a hedge. But if we did not have that, it would be $1,600. That's more than twice of the losses here. So that is the value of these put options for a trader who has stock underlying that they could be hedging with these put options. So this always want to be careful that during earnings, these put options that are being bought may not necessarily be very bearish, like this on its own. They could also have stocks. And that is why we have to do deep analysis work to figure a lot of this out. That's also why we are not in any positions right now for AMD. You can see it's very clear because we want to wait for more data, especially right before earnings. And so if you're interested in that, if there are further updates and we have time to go over it, since a lot of our time is focused on looking at the member trades and making videos for our members only, then subscribe and hit the bell icon, or join our membership where we provide better stock trades that have higher probability of being accurate by clicking the join button on our channel homepage. Earnings trades are very risky, and so we don't put a lot of capital and time into these trades, but we still make these analysis videos because a lot of people, especially our subscribers, ask for these, and it helps them get a better picture of what's going on. And also, it's a sample of how our strategy and our data analyses work, so they can see and we can prove to them that this type of strategy, not just using technicals, but using the data on unusual options activity, where we can really dig deep into what the wealthy traders are doing, can be very, very helpful in predicting stock price movements. And so that's what we've done previously in the last week on earnings. A lot of the big tech stocks we were able to predict. We can put a link over here for Meta. We can put a link for Microsoft over here if you haven't seen our Microsoft video as well. And Amazon as well. We'll put a link also over here if you haven't seen that. But all three predicted this last week, and very accurate. All right. So as usual, please smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Take care, everybody, and good luck.